Good morning, all. Let's begin. Align skull bones over sit bones. Feel the legs, the thigh bones, just relaxing toward the ground. Allow the abdomen to soften. That breath may descend. And I'll be working with the intention today of connecting to breath. Deep breath, a whole body breath, a breath that can be felt in the pelvis, in the heart, and in the head. If a different intention is more suitable to you, let that arise for you right here in a definitive, stated way. So let that intention be clearly known to you. And then let's move into knee pile, right over left. And let's take about 3 rounds Brahmari to hum or to buzz the head area, the throat area, and the heart area. So with the hands relaxed, with the feet active, actively kind of scooping into the ground. Here we go, inhaling. The lips can remain gently closed. Then we'll switch the cross of our legs and do 3 more. And these other 3 Brahmaris can buzz up or address the heart, the gut, and the pelvis area. When you're ready, continue. reconnect to Ujjayi breath once you're complete. We'll unwind legs, lie on back. We'll be setting up twisted root abs. So when we start with the right leg over the left, crossing the right knee over the left knee, find out if you can hook your foot behind the left calf. Now, if you can, you have this wonderful bit of leverage where the right leg will help the left internally rotate. Okay. So keeping the feet flexed is so that this can affect or translate into the hip rather than the knee. So again, I have my right over my left. I'm actively using my right foot to turn my left thigh and my left hip in the socket. Most people will feel this in that deep inner hip. Inhale, float the head and the shoulder blades off the ground and keep the sacrum on the ground. And as you exhale, exert just a little bit of that right foot pressure, rotating the left thigh. And it may feel like you're squeezing the thighs, it may not. Pull low belly down. Inhaling, just letting that pressure come off. It's kind of a ratchet style, torquing. And exhale, as you use the right foot, help turn that left leg, thigh bone in its socket. Pull low belly down. And now activate those left leg muscles as if you were turning your left thigh bone inwardly. Pull that low belly down. Let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale. The right foot helps. Actively internally rotate that left thigh bone. The right foot does help it go a little further. Pull low belly down. And release. We'll switch sides. As with everything, there should be nothing twangy or funky in the knees. So now it's the turn of the right thigh bone, and we'll be working this right thigh bone internal rotation. And if you need to see what that means, if I have my right foot out like so, internal rotation is kind of the thing we do in half-Forasana. The thigh bone rotates. And we know it rotates because now my foot is off to the side. So that's what I mean by internal rotate. We'll go left over right. So there's two ways I can encourage this movement. Inhale, head and shoulders up. And the first is I use my left foot hook to literally like turn the right thigh bone, kind of like a wrench, a socket wrench. Pull low belly down. Some people feel this deep, deep in the outer hip. Now I ease off some of those pressures. Inhale. And exhale. Let the left foot help the right foot. The right thigh bone turn. Pull low belly down. I think we can do a couple more. Inhale. Easing off that pressure. And now I will attempt to actively turn my own right thigh bone. Exhale. How would my own right thigh bone turn my thigh bone inwardly? And the left one helps. Pull low belly down. We'll do one more. And exhaling. Turn the right thigh bone inwardly. Left foot helps with that ratcheting. It's gentle. It's a gentle socket wrench type of torque. Pull low belly down. All right, unwind. Okay. So in the Eastern traditions, there's some lines of connection from the toe right up the shin into that groin and up the front of the belly, the stomach, the spleen line. And so we end up getting quite a bit of activity and sensation and palpation through that stomach, and that's those spleen points, which is pretty cool. It's germane to our letting things go. It's germane to, fear of failure. It has a lot to do with gut stuff. Find your roll, and we'll place the roll between the legs. Reaching the legs up. Inhale into the low belly, right into the inner hip, aiming for that groin. There's 2 sockets. And I'll squeeze the roll and just intone that internal rotation. Doesn't have to be big, just intone it so you're using those inner thigh muscles. Exhale the head and the shoulder blades up. Squeeze as if you might roll those thigh bones inwardly. Draw the low belly down. Inhale, let up the squeeze, set the head down. We'll just do a few more. Yeah, squeeze the roll. So not just a linear squeeze, but kind of a rotational squeeze. Kind of squeezing in and rolling the thigh bones a little bit. Exhale the head and the shoulder blades up. It turns the inner leg on differently if you're intoning rotation. Pull low belly down. Let's do 3 more on our own. You might find out if you can just rotate one thigh bone independent of the other. That would be a fun way to do abdominals. And do one where you just rotate the right thigh bone in, and then do another where you only rotate the left thigh bone in. And that will give you a lot more information through the sacrum. So we start rotating these bones in their kind of this fuller excursion way. There's a lot of nerves down here that end up serving the colon. So remember, we're not only doing tissue work, we're doing nervous system work. It's deep relearning sometimes for our organs. All right. So we'll let that roll go off to the side. Let's turn on to elbows and knees. And we'll be setting up dolphin. Once your forearms are settled onto the ground, feel the back of the neck relax. Moving on exhale, press the knees off the ground. And reconnect to breath. You know, at some point, my hope for so many of us is that it's really not about the practice solving issues. And that at some point, the practice just becomes this another part of how we do life. Connect to breath. You know, the practice becomes part of how we celebrate the mundane. It's part of how we celebrate the sacred. It's part of how we celebrate the excitement. Right? So let's shift our weight into our right heel. You can do this by supplying the right heel with weight from your left foot. And then smoothly raise the left foot. Reach that sole of the left foot away from the heart. And settle the left foot back down. I'll supply the left heel with weight from the right foot. Allow the head, the neck to relax. And keep pressing off of those topmost ribs. You keep lifting the ribs away from the armpits. Raise the right foot. Sending the right foot away from the heart. You're feeling foot, you're feeling heart simultaneously. And yet another opportunity to connect to breath, sensing the heart, sensing the interiors. That's it, Marissa, that's it. Good. And let's settle that right foot down to the ground. We'll place the knees down. And let's press up to standing, where we'll work some rounds of Agnisara in horse stance. I'm going to do slow rounds. So again, if you're fascinated by these Eastern medicine maps, you know, right up the shin, right up the front of the leg, right up the abdomen into the chest. There's even some face points. I think these abdominals are just such a fantastic way of feeling and stimulating all of these really potent points of the body. Inhale into your low abdomen. Exhale everything out. Remain empty and draw the belly in, back, and up. And then let it go. Repeat. Pull the belly in, back, and up. Let it go. Repeat. Pull the belly in, back, and up. And release, take breath. If it's appropriate to walk your stance out a little more or deepen, feel free. And when you're ready, exhale, Agnisara. We'll do a third and final round. We'll kind of shift to our right, extended warrior variation. So turn the right foot to the right, warrior two stance, forearm, right forearm on right thigh. Inhale, lift the chest as if out over that right foot. So a lot of length. Exhale, pass your left hand behind your back. Latch on to what you can grab, thigh or waistband. Connect to deep breath. Feeling each sole of foot pressing earth, on earth, absorbing earth. If you're in a high rise, you just have to reach a little further to sense a little differently through the feet. Release the left hand, lounge a lunge. Inhale, place the left hand down, place the left knee down. So now we're really playing with this more whole continuum of this front line. So my left foot remains in contact with the ground, the top of the foot contacts ground. Right arm hugs the thigh. And so as I'm squeezing, there's a little bit of I'm biasing the left front of my trunk. I'm breathing all the way up to the chest wall. From pubic bone to chest wall. Inhale, unwind, back the hips up as we set up for twisting lunge. So part of that internal rotation, being able to rotate the thigh, it actually allows me to twist without putting undue stress on the spine and the spine muscles. So that ability to rotate that thigh is really, it translates into so many things. Inhale, reach up through that left arm. And exhale, we'll hook that left arm over the right thigh. On yet another exhale, we'll slide down for interlock, twisting lunge interlock. And connect to a deep, full breath, a whole bodied breath. Release. Inhale, we'll unwind, hands to ground. Exhale, step back, lower to the ground. All right, reach both legs back. You get a sense of if both halves of the pelvis similarly contact the ground. They may not. And if they don't, feel free to just email me and we'll play around. Inhale, cobra. Draw the chest forward. Exhale, lower down, downward dog. Extended warrior variation. Inhale the left foot forward. Left arm on left thigh. Exhaling and pass that right arm behind the back. Release, lounge, lunge. Inhaling the right hand and the right knee to the ground. The top of right foot remains on the ground for feeling contact. The left arm hugs the left thigh. And as I squeeze, I'm biasing that area on the right side of my trunk from the pubic bone up to the chest. And just as an inquiry point, just because it seems like it might be helpful. You know, we're working with this internal hip and this kind of gut area. Something that might be a worthwhile inquiry is, what is your relationship to failure? Inhale, unwind. We'll back the hips up a bit. Twisting lunge. I'm going to turn a bit. Exhale the right arm over the left thigh. And I find there's a close companion inquiry with letting things go, like that fear of failure and the relationship to failure and letting things go. To me, have a very they kind of hum in the body in the same way. So the cool thing about an inquiry is it doesn't cause harm to consider it, right? Okay, twisting lunge, interlock. So moving on exhale, and slide this right armpit down, passing the left behind the back. And sometimes we can feel how a strand of an inquiry kind of resonates or relates to our body. And I just find that those insights are valuable. They're free. If it works for you, if you get some insight from it, how wonderful. It's a beautiful free thing when we ask a good question. And release. Inhale, let's unwind. Set the hands down. Exhale, step back, lower to the ground. As we set up for Cobra, place the hands in front of shoulders. Inhale. And feeling the heart move away from the pelvis. Exhaling with lower, press back, downward dog. All right. Easy bird. Oh, pardon me, interlock rather. Inhale the right foot forward. I'm getting ahead of myself. Interlock warrior. Our right arm encircles our right thigh. Left hand behind the back. Letting each breath help open up the gut. Some of the things that happen in the colon area and the gut area, so if things can get really almost like they feel twisted. It's a really fascinating action. The notion of our guts or our organs twisting. Like that's just such an interesting motion. So I'm just letting breath kind of spread or soothe and smooth. I'm giving my guts plenty of room. Now here's that easy bird, as promised. I'll step that left foot forward. Now if you have some back tenderness, feel free to just station your feet on the ground. You can shift your weight a little bit. So if you are lifting up, it's the right leg that we're picking up. Here we go. Inhale, set that right foot down. If you have the clasp, just hang on. Step that left foot back. And then let's release the hands for pigeon. Set the left knee down. And we'll walk the right foot to the left side of the mat, lying the shin down. Now, when you place your forearms on the ground, connect to breath. We're going to do a little additional setup piece here. And curl the back toes under. And then exhale, reach that heel back. So you're drawing the thigh bone back as if away from your belly. Reaching it back, and then just settle the knee, the thigh back down. Relax the foot down. You're just giving your own hip a little traction. Even just letting the breath move in, pass through. Letting the breath become absorbed, excrete it out. Kind of the beautiful thing about these spleen points, this stomach line, it's really about the body as conduit. Things move in, the good parts are absorbed, the junk is let loose. Inhale, the hands under the chest. Exhale, downward dog. All right, so we've got this interlock. Inhale your left foot forward. Okay. Left arm encircles left thigh. Right hand behind back. Okay, we'll be taking some version of Easy Bird. That version can include walking the right foot forward and just remaining rather folded or crouched, weight shifting perhaps. And those of you that want to pick the leg up, picking the left leg up. All right, we'll settle that left foot down, step the right foot back. Got a pigeon on this side. Let's release the hands. Place the right knee down. Walk the left shin, left foot down. One little setup piece we'll add. So when your forearms are on the ground, you feel well connected to your breath. And curl those back toes under. Exhaling, draw the entire right leg back. So reach back to the heel, feeling that thigh bone getting traction or gently pulled away from the gut. So let your gut go to let that leg go. Sometimes, so I just was noticing something. We'll set that leg down. And you're welcome to try this again, but something I just noticed, I don't know for whom this applies, but as the leg is being drawn back, it may have been one or a few of us that actually clenched the gut as if to not let go of the leg. So you may feel, if you want to try that simple move again, curling the toes under, exhaling the right leg back, keep the gut soft. So the leg can move away from the gut's like, bye-bye leg, and then you'll set the leg down again. Sometimes I just get a really distinct impression, and I'm not sure that it's occurring in my body personally. So I just share. That's all I can do is share my perspective. And inhale, bring the hands under the shoulders as we begin our exit. Exhaling, downward dog. In downward dog, we'll remain here for a few breaths. Exhale with your low belly muscles. You're drawing them back toward the spine as you lengthen the ribs away from the armpits. That whole front line of the body, from the pubic bones up through the colon, the intestines, right up the front of the rib cage, up through both nipples, right? Feel that whole front line lengthening, 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 lengthening. Allow the face to soften, underneath the eyes to soften, allowing that yourself to feel breath under the nostrils, like right on the lip skin under the nostrils. Good. Let's gently set the knees down. Okay. Let me describe it. We'll do bridge, one leg up. before we lower down for Shavasana. If bridge is a concern, feel free to choose lying spinal twist. Feel free to choose this lying pigeon move like so. Okay. So there's some other options. But if you have no issues with bridge, I'm going to have a block nearby. We'll lie down. And exhaling, we'll enter bridge. We'll insert the block under the sacrum. And we'll go fairly unhesitatingly into half Virasana with one leg up. Okay. So your options here include leaving the left foot on the ground and lifting the right leg up. I'm going to set up the half Virasana first. So my left hand reaches for my left ankle, draws it back. And I draw the right leg toward the sky and moving the thigh bones apart. I'm reaching that left thigh bone away from my nose. Lifting this right thigh bone toward the sky. Tweezing slightly that left thigh inwardly. And we'll switch sides. We'll set the right foot down, replace the left foot down. Okay, your options include leaving the right foot on the ground, simply lifting the left leg up. Today, I'm going to choose half Virasana with leg up. So my right hand draws the right ankle back. Putting top of foot on floor. Lifting left leg. And if I really want to play with particularity with these spleen points, I'm going to rotating my right thigh bone slightly so that I can feel the toe next to my big toe. I'm kind of feeling that pressure, using that second toe on my right foot to just help guide feeling, awareness from the foot, up the shin, up the quad, inner groin, pubic bone area, right through the colon, up through the front of the chest, each side, right through the nipple area. And these final one or two breaths, I'm just playing with the qualities of stomach and spleen, which is just, can I just let things go? No more rehearsal, no more regurgitating, no more keeping it in the system. Can I just let the breath go? Can I let the experience go? Can I let the information go? Set the left foot down. Set the right foot down. And now we're moving in the direction of Shavasana. You'll press off that block if you're in bridge. And begin your descent, bringing the upper spine down, the mid spine. low back, the buttock. Please rest. Letting each breath simply go. That letting go gesture keeps us wholly attuned to present moment. And when you're ready, let's bend knees. Turn to a side. Use both hands. Press to seated. Here's to healthy, happy colons. Namaste.